if I don't get hit by a car. I'm gonna walk across the street here, show you the sign. Show you the sign real quick. Lincoln Monument, Happy Jack Road, rest area. This is where you want to come. This is big rig friendly. It's one of our favorite places to camp in the summer when it gets really hot. All that coming up on this episode of Riders in the Storm. Okay guys, let's get into this. I'm walking up here, as you can see, on the freeway. This is Highway 80 going east towards Cheyenne. This is a big rest stop. You can see the Abraham Lincoln Memorial Monument right there. Truck stop, truckers parked right there. And then up above that there's a place for some RVs. You can dump your trash there as long as it's not city trash or residential trash. There's a whole bunch more information in there. There's potable water up there, and there's flush toilets. And then across this side, this is Highway 80. On the west side, over the mountain, this little ridge right here is Laramie, the city of Laramie, and it has a ton of all the amenities you need, including a super Walmart, Ace Hardware, really nice restaurants. We're going to go to one of those. We'll show you that probably. But you see these cars coming across here all the way back up in there. That's Happy Jack Road, and there is camping everywhere up there. There's camping all around us. There are cell towers in the area. So if you don't have Starlink, the cell towers are close enough to you that you can get a really strong signal. In fact, before we got Starlink, this is where we camped because we were so close that Patty could work during the day and we could watch TV all night. There is forest ranger people coming through here constantly. We've always felt safe here. In fact, here's one right now pulling up. Looks like he's going to go straight ahead. Oh, yep, that's Wyoming. So they're everywhere here. Always driving around and always checking. And I'll share some more information about that in just a couple of minutes. But I just wanted to show you, this is, I'm actually going to walk back to where we camped, the road where we cut off, and show you this sign so you'll know. This is old US Highway 30 East. So if you look at the Abraham Lincoln Memorial and read the information there, my understanding is this used to be the main road coming in over the years, and then one of the US presidents commissioned Highway 80, and Highway 80 goes all the way to the coast. Okay guys, so we're going to start off right there at Guernsey, Wyoming, and we drove down to Laramie, Wyoming, to one of our favorite places to camp other than Lake Hattie. This is if it gets really hot, kind of down in the valleys, we move up to this location. And you can see, I'll make a little marker, there's a Walmart off this street called Giant or Grant? No, Grant Street. And then you go up 80 until you get to this Abraham Lincoln Memorial. But there's a dot right out there. Let me show you what I mean. We're right there. That's where we're camped. And right by that tree, believe it or not. And as we move around, you can see other campers out here. And then as we go out further, you can see that main road right there. We're out about a mile and a half from the Abraham Lincoln Memorial. Let's see, I'll move over there and show you that right now so you can see that right off of Highway 80. And the reason is, if I scan in, it is quite the rest area, and I'm going to scan right into an actual wastewater valve where we get our water. Pretty cool. Highway 30 right here. We just walked up from that sign, the Lincoln Memorial, the rest area right there, and we came up Highway 30. This road goes this direction towards Cheyenne, and this is about a quarter of a mile from that road. exit here, and you're going to take a right here, and this goes into a lot of really open areas. Beautiful area. This is where we like to go to camp, and we're going to show you some signs coming up and read what they say. But this is Forest Road 726, and there is forest roads with all kinds of camping. If you want to park and pay in one that might have some water or have vault toilets, there's a bunch of those. If you put in like in Campanium or one of these other search engines, you're going to find a place where you can pay to park in an actual site. But we don't do that because we're totally self-sufficient. And so I'll show you this sign, read it to you real quick. On this area that we're at, no off-road travel except to 100 feet for camping. Punishable up by a $5,000 fine. So 100 feet off the road is where you're supposed to be. I don't know what that sign used to be. That'll give you an idea. And then you can see probably the tops of some campers out here. These people, I believe some of them actually work in town. So they park out here and then they go to work. But I haven't seen anything about, we're going to read another sign up here. I don't remember, I should say, whether it has a typical 14-day stay limit on it or not. So we'll walk up and look at that. But I just wanted to show you one other thing real quick. This sign right here says dead end ahead of forest boundary, and it goes, this road goes for about 1.5 miles, 2 miles, and it stops at the end of a road. Okay, so show you this sign real quick. Recreational shooting restrictions, March 31st to September 10th. And then they've got all kinds of codes, federal regulations, whatnot, state, whatever, and $5,000 fine if you're caught out doing what you shouldn't do. And it's actually signed by Jerry E. Schmidt, who is the forest supervisor of Medicine Ball National Forest. And of course, some friggin' idiots, as they are, have got to put some bullet holes in because they're restricted shooting. I don't know if it's because they love to play or it's because they don't like anybody restricting anything. You can see there's a campsite across the road here. Real nice people. They've been here for at least a week. And then there's a road that goes up in the back there where that guy is with his dog. And then there's this guy here. And this is the start of this camping area. As long as you're 100 feet off the road, you're okay. And I have not seen anybody out here with a measuring tape, if you will, to see how far people are off the road. But that little section right there where that guy is in the car, in the shadow there, is 27A. And you go around that corner there, it opens up in a big wide area. The problem if you're in a big rig like ours is making those tight turns, and parts of it a little washed out.
We are sitting on the hill above Laramie again. We left Lake Hattie and we went up to South Dakota, and at that point we realized that putting our residency in South Dakota wasn't going to work. We already are residents. We already have a domicile there, a PMB with America's Mailbox.
Personal mailbox.
Yeah, personal mailbox, a PMB. But apparently South Dakota has changed their laws when it comes to remote workers. So although this would not affect a lot of retired people who want their domicile
because they're not doing unemployment insurance for employers anymore.
Right, because they're not doing unemployment insurance. They don't have to file a different way. It won't affect them. But because I'm a remote worker, they need different type of residency or domicile in order for them to collect unemployment for me. And if they don't collect unemployment, then they charge me based on my company's home address, which is in a not in a non-tax state. So because of that, we decided that it's better if we move our domicile to Texas. So we're in the process of doing that.
But we got to see grandbabies. We got a bunch of stuff to do in Colorado, so we'll get there.
Right. It's gonna be a process because it's not like we can just zip down there and take care of it. So in the meantime, we've come back from South Dakota to Laramie. We're going to be here for a little bit before we do some summer things with the family and grandbabies, and then we'll head down to Texas and take care of it. In the meantime, I'm just making breakfast, and so what I'm making here, since I do low carb or keto, I'm making pancakes. These are totally low carb. There's only 4 ingredients. There's crushed up pork rinds, very fine. I whip them up to the point where they're just really
like powder,
almost like powder. And then I add 2 eggs, and I basically just fill this up with pork rinds and then blend it down. This is my Ninja. I blend it down so that I get about a cup or so of pork rinds, and then I take this and add the egg, 2 eggs and 2 ounces of cream cheese, and enough water to make it ready like pancake batter.
You're going to put that in that egg casserole thing you make.
Right, so anyway, after I make this, and this is just a little baby one that I'm making here because it's what is left, it makes about 4 big ones or 4 and a half. So I just cook them like pancakes, and then I just sit them off to the side, and then I make a what I call it's low carb keto. It's a chicken enchilada casserole. So I use rotisserie chicken, and I season it with like tomato sauce and spices and things like that. And then I layer. I also make an Alfredo type sauce that's more taco flavored Alfredo, and I layer it with these between, kind of like
it's very hearty,
or a lasagna almost. It is very hearty because you've got.
Very filling. It's a lot of protein.
And it's just basically 1 layer of the sauce, then some of these, I call them tortillas, even though they're pancakes. And then I take the chicken, and then I put some cheese, and then I put more of the Alfredo sauce, and I just keep layering it. And
very, very tasty.
Right, and I pop it in the microwave for about 3 or 4 minutes just to make sure all the cheeses melt together. And that's it. So we're going to do that today. It's a bit of a process. That's why I'm doing it on a rainy day where I have lots of time.
Okay, somebody's having a party way up here on the other end. Probably can't see it very good, but they were out here when it was raining, so they're serious about being out here. We were here a couple of years ago. This is Wyoming. This is right outside of Laramie, and if I turn the camera around the other way, you're going to see the valley, the Laramie Valley. And we're parked up here on the hillside. And guys, it's going to get cold tonight. It's probably going to get down in the 30s, but it's such a nice place to park. These guys behind us, this is the rig behind this tree here. The guys behind us up here have got a little party going. Looks like they got a little bit of a bonfire. And this just seems to be a road that a lot of people like to drive up to, sit, maybe like a picnic, beer. Drink some beer, shoot some guns at some targets, and looks like that's just some people horsing around up there. They brought some pallets, I guess, to burn. And this is the area. I'll tell you more about it later. But here's our site. Just so you know, we'll walk up and show you the truck. We just came down from South Dakota. I had to go get some water. Water bag's still back here. I had to go get some water because we were out of water. And like I said, it's kind of cool out here. Kind of cold. It's probably in the upper 50s, lower 60s. Bike's on the back of the rig. Got some tire work to do there. Just trying to give you an idea of what it looks like here. It's gorgeous. We'll be here for, try to be here for 2 weeks. Morning, guys. It is morning. It's like Wednesday morning, and it's we're up here at the rest area where I have videos in the past showing the Abraham Lincoln statue. Probably put a link of that in the description so you can look at this area. It's a nice little rest area. It's quite extensive, but right now I'm up here filling water up, because you got to have water to be out in the middle of nowhere glamping. You can see behind me is this really nice rest area where people come and actually open up their slides a little bit. You can see behind me, and take a break. It's just a gorgeous area. Great place to stop. They have water here. There's no residential trash that you're supposed to put down in any of these barrels or whatnot. But I guess if you're out camping, you can put stuff in, and as you're traveling through, you can put trash in. A lot of picnic tables. There are cell towers right across the street. That's why a lot of people camp around here, although we have Starlink, we don't have to worry about that. It's just a beautiful, gorgeous day. It's supposed to rain later today. Go figure. But it's a really nice rest stop. A lot of people stop along the way, including some truckers. Okay, guys, right here, right now, we're going to show you that we're not very far from the freeway, and you can actually see Highway 80 there in the distance. It's a very nice place. Okay, that's the highway that I was standing over earlier, showing you east and west. And if you come, trucks, always trucks. But if you get off the freeway right here and go to the north, you can see that it goes to more campgrounds. Kurt Gowdy State Park is way up there, probably about 15 miles, I think. It's a great place to stay, but you got to get on Reserve America or whatever. But we're going to go up this road, for a little bit. I brought my electric bike because, you know. But anyway, you come from that direction where that truck's coming right now, and you come across this side going to the north, like you're going to go up the old 30 highway. And then we're going to get off and go up a dirt road where we've camped a couple of times. Nice area. Going to show it to you. Here we go. Okay, guys, look at these clouds. Oh my gosh. This is Thai City Campground, and this is a paid place. Yeah, you can camp down here, but you got to pay for it. And we pulled in there thinking we'd try it out with our rig, and that's where I got my first real tears, if you will, on top of the roof because the branches were so low. So that's not really big rig friendly in my opinion. You need to go in there if you're small. And you can see some forest guys are out there working on signage or whatnot. They are around, but they never stop us, never talk to us. And then we're gonna zoom back out. Look at those beautiful clouds. And we're gonna go across the street. We're going over there. And that's down to the left, Pilot Hill Road. Again, this is Pilot Hill Road. This is forest information, and that right there says that it is Pole Mountain area, Medicine Bow National Forest, and it is a land of hidden treasures. Now, I have looked on this. I guess if you go welcome to the National Forest there and read that fine print, it'll probably say that you're only supposed to park here for up to 14 days. But I've never looked that closely. I would suggest that if you're going to stay up here more than 14 days, which I don't, 7 to 10 days and leave, that you make sure you keep a clean camp and you pack it in and pack it out, because that's what pisses these guys off more than anything else in the National Forest. Bums. People just come out and leave wrecks and carnage and junk and trash all over the place. Don't do it. And watch your fires, man, and no fireworks. Let's go down the road. We're going to go down this road. We're about 1.5 miles from the Abraham Lincoln Memorial, and this is where we parked a couple of years ago. One of our first places. You have to go, I think it's about 1 mile before they'll let you camp on either side of the road, and this is Forest Service Road 7:03. Okay, so you can see right over there, zoom in a little bit, there's a camper, and this road that has a little valley across here. And way out there in the distance, see that little white dot? That is another camper. And there's towers. And these are really good cell towers for Verizon or AT&T. The cell service is great. We accidentally came the back way down 30 from Cheyenne years ago, Patty and I, when we had no Starlink, and found that the signal was going crazy. And then we saw these towers on the side of the hill, and there's camping all over out here, and it's just awesome. This is a really pretty place, and I would take you down a lot further, but the bars are dropping on my electric bike. So because I've been going up a lot of hills, 5 or 6 miles with all this weight on it. This is a really cool place to camp. This is just outside of Laramie, Wyoming. If you wanted to live out in Laramie the whole time, because all the amenities that I'm showing you around, you could basically park on one side and then park on the other. I don't think anybody's going to bother you all summer. Just pack it in and pack it out, you know?